The year was 1969. The world held its breath. Neil Armstrong took his first steps on the moon. America had won the space race, but this was just the beginning. The Apollo program aimed to push the boundaries further. Apollo 12, the second lunar landing mission, was tasked with a more precise landing. However, even the best-laid plans are vulnerable to the unexpected. Following the monumental achievement of Apollo 11, the Apollo 12 mission faced immense pressure. The crew, composed of Commander Charles Pete Conrad, Command Module pilot Richard Gordon, and Lunar Module pilot Alan Bean, were determined to deliver. Their target was the Ocean of Storms, a vast lunar mare. The mission aimed to conduct scientific experiments and retrieve components from the Surveyor 3 spacecraft. The launch of Apollo 12 on November 14, 1969, began with an unexpected and terrifying event. Just 36 seconds after liftoff, lightning struck the spacecraft. This temporarily knocked out the command module's electrical power. A second strike, 52 seconds into the flight, further amplified the concern in mission control. Displaying remarkable composure and quick thinking, the Apollo 12 crew managed to restore power. Despite the initial setback, Apollo 12 achieved a pinpoint landing in the Ocean of Storms. Conrad and Bean spent 31 hours on the lunar surface. They deployed scientific instruments and collected lunar samples. Their accomplishments marked a significant step forward in lunar exploration. The Apollo 13 mission, launched on April 11, 1970, was intended to be the third lunar landing. The crew, commanded by veteran astronaut Jim Lovell, along with Command Module pilot Jack Swigert and Lunar Module pilot Fred Hayes, were prepared for a routine mission. However, what began as a seemingly ordinary mission quickly transformed into one of the most harrowing survival stories in the history of spaceflight. 2 days into the mission, while the spacecraft was traveling at over 200,000 miles from Earth, disaster struck. An explosion occurred in one of the service module's oxygen tanks. This crippled the command module, their primary spacecraft. The mission to land on the moon was immediately aborted. The new objective to bring the crew back to Earth alive. The explosion had severely damaged the service module, which housed the main engine and the primary oxygen supply. The command module, their only hope for re-entry into Earth's atmosphere, was rapidly losing power. With limited oxygen, dwindling power, and a crippled spacecraft, the situation seemed dire. The Apollo 13 crew faced a daunting challenge. They had to overcome these life-threatening obstacles with courage, ingenuity, and unwavering teamwork. The world held its breath as the drama of Apollo 13 unfolded. The crisis united people across the globe, transcending political and geographical boundaries. Faced with diminishing resources and an increasingly hostile environment, the Apollo 13 crew demonstrated remarkable courage and ingenuity. With the command module severely damaged, they were forced to use the lunar module, Aquarius, as a lifeboat. The lunar module, designed for a 2-day stay on the moon, had to support 3 astronauts for 4 days. The engineers and scientists at Mission Control worked tirelessly to devise a plan to bring the crew home safely. One of the most pressing issues was to conserve power and oxygen in the lunar module. Using materials on board the spacecraft, including duct tape, plastic bags, and cardboard, the ground crew devised a makeshift air filter. This ingenious solution successfully reduced the carbon dioxide levels in the lunar module. After a nerve-wracking journey around the moon, the crew of Apollo 13 jettisoned the damaged service module. The world held its breath as the command module, Odyssey, re-entered the Earth's atmosphere. Finally, the parachutes deployed and the spacecraft splashed down safely in the Pacific Ocean. The Apollo 12 and 13 missions, though vastly different in their objectives and outcomes, left an indelible mark on the history of space exploration. Apollo 12, despite its initial setbacks, proved that precise lunar landings were possible. Apollo 13, although remembered as a successful failure, demonstrated the extraordinary resilience of the human spirit and the power of teamwork in the face of adversity. These missions captured the imagination of the world. The Apollo program served as a potent symbol of human ambition, ingenuity, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. The technological advancements made during the Apollo era have had a profound impact on various fields. The Apollo missions inspired generations of scientists, engineers, and dreamers. The Apollo missions ignited a passion for space exploration that continues to burn brightly today. The The lessons learned from these missions have shaped the future of spaceflight. Today, space exploration is no longer the exclusive domain of national governments. Private companies are playing an increasingly prominent role, pushing the boundaries of technology and innovation. From reusable rockets to commercial space stations, we are witnessing a new era of space exploration. The human desire to reach beyond our planet remains as strong as ever. We are on the cusp of a new golden age of space exploration. Future missions aim to return humans to the moon, establish a permanent lunar base, and eventually embark on a manned mission to Mars. The challenges of space exploration are immense. As we venture further into the cosmos, we carry with us the lessons learned from those who dared to dream of reaching for the stars.